Wake Up Maggot. I really like movies where a person has to live in an infinite time loop or a seemingly infinite time loop where they have to relive the same hour, the same day, or the same week. Movies that fall into this, I guess the most popular one is probably Groundhog Day. You got Run Lola Run. You got Source Code. Source Code with Jake Gyllenhaal wasn't that great, but it still falls into that category, and I sort of enjoyed it. I like any movie that employs that technology. It like jogs your mind. You're thinking about all that crazy stuff. You're thinking about what you might do if you were stuck in a loop. This week, I dig Edge of Tomorrow, a new movie starring your boy Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt as two soldiers fighting in the near future. They're fighting an alien race. They're sort of a typical alien race. Like, you don't know why they're trying to take over the world. They're just doing it. They're doing evil stuff, and they have all these crazy super time warping abilities. What's interesting about this movie is it's the use of propaganda is important. Much like in Starship Troopers, you see like some of these figures being idealized, specifically Emily Blunt as the metal bitch, full metal bitch. I forgot what her real name was, but her character is awesome. Tom Cruise's character is a coward. When the movie starts out, I'm not going to spoil too much, but he's a coward, and he goes and he has to fight in D-Day, basically using these giant mech suits. And he drops on the beach, and he gets fucked up on the first day, dies, and he has to live it over. What happens is, as you can imagine, he gets pretty good at not dying, at being good at killing these aliens, and because he knows where they are. Like, if he drops on the beach and he sees that someone's going to be smashed by an alien or like have an object drop on him, the next day he can figure that out, push them out of the way. So he becomes, but to everyone else watching, he's this super soldier. He's running around blowing shit up, doing really awesome stuff. But, he's also interested in closing this loop and figuring out why it's happening to them. The movie does a pretty good job of explaining why this loop is happening, which doesn't often happen in an infinite time loop movie or storyline. So I like that. There was a lot of closure. The interactions between Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt were really good. They're both very strong actors. It wasn't overtly sexual, which is nice. She wasn't a damsel in distress. Like, she was stronger than him in many ways. The technology, I was really impressed by the design of the dropships, the design of the mechs, all the fight sequences. The CGI was great, and even like the suits that they were wearing, you could tell that a lot of attention was put into how the costumes were designed. The set design, costumes, everything was good. Sound was awesome. The night sequences where the aliens, they were called mimics, were crawling around and blowing stuff up. All the glowing was very good. The movie was also very funny. I was surprised. There was a lot of time travel, time loop humor. Like, they played around a lot with the humor in dying infinitely. If you knew that you were going to die by messing up one little thing. They did a really good job of playing with that, like almost like in a video game, like you run off a cliff because you made a mistake. A lot of stuff like that happens. This movie is really good. This is exactly what you want out of a summer action movie, because it's worth watching more than once. Now, this movie is based on All You Need Is Kill, a manga that I did not read, but I heard that the movie is pretty close to the source material. Except that in the manga, it's apparently a 17-year-old boy, which seems to be the main character of every manga. That seems to be their target demographic. What I'll leave you with here is 12:01 p.m., a movie starring Red Foreman, also known as Kurtwood Smith. And this movie is pretty good. I watched it last night. It's about... it's really short. It's like 20 minutes long or something like that. And 12:01 p.m. it's one of those infinite loop movies, but it's only 1 hour. This guy is stuck in a 1 hour long loop, and it's pretty pessimistic. And there's a twist at the end. It's a lot less optimistic than Edge of Tomorrow. So you should check that one out if you're at all interested in time loop movies. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next week.